Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios. I'm your StockMiner Brian Johnson, and we got our breakout today. Whew. Patience. Patience is a virtue. It really is when it comes to trading. So important to use that patience. We got the breaks. Not only were they breaks that we've been waiting for, they were slow breaks, meaning that we got it to actually rise up and above levels or drop down and below levels instead of this gap above it, gap below it type stuff, which always makes your trading so much harder. So when it runs up and through something during the course of the day, so much easier to take that trade. If you've been following me, please tell me you made some money on some trades today. Today was really actually very easy to trade. Now, the Dow got above that 10,900 level, but just barely. Not a big surprise. Keep in mind that the Dow typically moves. It's kind of the lagger. It's a big battleship. Takes a lot longer to move one way or the other. We've talked about that in the past. So if you play the Dow, just know going in that it moves a little slower than the rest of the markets do. However, you take that trade above 10,900 and it was a beautiful trade for 44 points. Not a ton of profit there, but still good for 44 points. That was our breakout. Now we're looking for confirmation by the bulls tomorrow, but I mean, just strong. Now that it's up and over there, I can't imagine that the buyers won't want to sneak in there and try to steal a little bit more profits over the next couple days. Keeping in mind that this week could be very volatile with all of the economic data coming out. It could be very volatile the rest of the week based on the news, but it is what it is, and right now we are above the areas we had talked about. Market internals today confirming the entire move all day long. Just a very strong move by the bulls today. It really was. So got to give them credit for that. Up and over 10,940, looking now at the maybe 11,100 to 11,200 mark for your next overhead stopping point. Boy, what a rush. Look at that. Just a strong move, can't be denied. So the Dow looking at these next overhead areas, if you're holding overnight, like I said, I'm going to be bullish, but you got to be cautiously bullish. We're very extended here. Does not mean we can't push this thing higher. There's been a little work, I think, going on in the background, but it is what it is. And it's a strong move by the bulls today, getting up over these levels. So anything above that 10,900 mark was a good place to get long. If you're holding into tomorrow, watch that 10,900 level. Make sure we hold that over the next day or two. Just continue with this run to the upside, watching then again that 11,100 to 11,200 mark. That's really going to get people bullish. Here's the break in the NASDAQ. We broke that blue line, the more aggressive entry for those of you that took it. Okay, big gap, then run right above it, getting above all this stuff. That blue line was your entry to the long side for the more aggressive. However, look at this. From a daily, just back to this overhead. So if you didn't catch a move in the NASDAQ today, don't fret. There's still time. Back up over, I think, 2025 to 2030 is a good opportunity still to get long the NASDAQ. Then watch the 2040 to 2050 mark. So this would be good for a good, 10, 15 point move maybe before we have to start looking at some more overhead resistance. But at this point, extremely strong move by the NASDAQ. This little thing right down here, remember we talked about breaking below the 20? Did not happen. This is just a pullback. Just a week-long pullback. Still very strong by the bulls to hold it up as well as it did and now run it right back up again. From a weekly perspective, too, this is why I wait till the end of the week. Remember what this candle looked like yesterday? A little red candle. Now it's a big, fat, white candle. Things change so quickly. So we'll look at that again towards the end of the week because who knows what that'll look like by the time we get there. However, at this point, still looks good. SPX on a 60-minute up to and or above on whatever you want to call it. I can change this line ever so slightly to make it fit whatever you want it to fit, but it's at that 1160. The point is we broke 1150. That was my get long number. And above that, good for a 10-point move today. Strong move today again, reaching this upper line right here. Watch it closely coming into tomorrow. If we see some sort of a pullback, make sure 1150 holds. That'll be the area to be watching very closely. If you are still going to stay in this trade, I would be a little bit more apt to maybe take some profits at the end of the day and look to get in the following day. But above 1160, going right to the daily, you can see the push up to 1170, 1172-ish, somewhere up in that area. That's really what you want to be watching there. That'll be your next level of overhead resistance. No reason why we can't reach that 1170 to 1180 mark. Very strong up here. So the bulls definitely in charge as of today. Give the Bears about 1 day, but man, I don't know. This thing consolidated. Look, the Bears had all last week to do something with this, and they did nada. Nothing. So the Bulls said, all right, whatever. They took it over. They just took over. Bears are absolutely limp right now. They don't care. Whatever. Run it up. So if you have been and still are remaining bullish on this, good for you. I mean, the market is moving right with you. So a break above there gave you good profits. Moving up into this 1160 area. Next stop, I think 1170 to 1180 potentially there. From a weekly, once again, red candle yesterday, white candle today. Next bigger stop for this is the 1200 mark. Yes, 1200, maybe even above that before this whole move is over with, if we continue in the climb. VIX on a daily confirming too. Look how that blue line held beautifully today. Oh, TA rocks. So, holding right here at the blue line, dropping today, confirming the big move up in the markets with a big move down in the VIX. Coming back into this green line, but breaks below that. I said it before, lots of room to move down here, back into that lower blue line. From a weekly perspective too, same thing, holding the 50-week moving average so far. We'll look more at that towards the end of the week. Apple had an incredibly strong move, holding this 277.50 mark that I've been talking about for a while. I said this kind of looked like a bull flag / falling wedge down here. Today we got confirmation on the break to the upside. If you took this thing at any point long today, you made money. It was almost impossible to not make money long in Apple or the markets. As long as you were going long, you did just fine. And once we got a break above 280, which was my level to watch, that happened on the gap. Once we started to break some of these upper levels, it was off to the races. If we can get it back above 290, still a good opportunity to take this to the long side, and 295 being the bigger level there, I really think it's 300 all the way. We'll get somewhere around 300 if we can break 295. And that might be exactly what we're looking at here. We'll see. Give it time to work itself out. I can Elliott wave this to death, but you can come up with 1,000 different counts. Guess what? They're all right. Who knows? Got to always wait for confirmation. That's right. That's why I stick with the TA side. So still looking for breaks back below 277.50, then 275 for your shorts, 290, and then 295 for your longs. Apple on a weekly, there's that 275-ish mark right there that you can see holding very nicely right now above that area. FAS, there was the break above 22, straight to the upside. So if you took it above 22 or above 22.25, you made money on this one today. We had to wait an entire week, but I told you waiting was worth it. Back above 22 here on the daily, pushed it right back up. That was a good, should have made at least 50 cents, if not more, on this trade today. Just a really good opportunity to trade FAS. Back above 23 is still an opportunity for another long in this. Then watch 23.50, a push above that goes right to 24. Here to the short side is below 21, and then below $20 and 40 cents or so. If you want to look at it to the short side, from the FAZ point, below 1280 was my call to the short side. It worked out really nice today, back into 1240 area. Almost down to this green line here again. Getting very close, so now breaks below 1225 for your short. Cautious on the way up. Just keep in mind that this 1280, 1290 area will be your overhead resistance if you're going to try to play that long for some reason. But look at this huge consolidation. Patience, patience, patience. Finally got the break. Finally made our money right there. Just a great, great break today below 1280. Here it is on a daily. You can see it breaking that level right there, right around 1280, pushing right down into this further green area. Below 1225 for your short again, back above 1350 before you even start breathing about a long. I'd say above 1360 still to the long side. So bulls firmly in control right here, as they have been now for the last few weeks. Just strong ever since we got this pop back here at the 10,000 mark. It's been off to the races, up about 1,000 points in the Dow over the month of September. Very strong move. Okay, I will be back with you again in tomorrow night's video. Let's watch and see what this economic news for the rest of the week does to the markets. Be very cautious holding overnight. These economic stuff coming out with their job numbers and stuff towards the end of the week can really make a difference in things. So I'd be very cautious with your trading. But now that we've broken some of these overhead levels, let's make sure they hold. And if they do, just stay with the bull side. Stay with the bull side. It is what it is. Yeah, we're up too far. Who cares? It is what it is. We waited for our break. We got our opportunity. We made our money. This is how it works in the trading world. You just play conservatively. Make sure you're taking breaks at the right time. Have your lines in the right place. And if you're not drawing your lines in the right spot, guys, you're missing out. Trading's a whole lot easier when you draw your lines right. So, if you're interested in that, talk to me about the mentoring. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow night again. Bye.